Doug, you might be muted on your side, but
No, I'm here.
go ahead.
Can you hear me?
We
Yeah.
got you.
Okay. Hey, Brad, I hope you and your family are doing well since we last spoke. Um,
Thank you.
thank you. Just how difficult of a challenge is this on Wednesday?
Yeah. Of course, it's a challenge in this competition. The teams that are left are all very good, and obviously the game Wednesday for us against America is a difficult one, just from the standpoint that they're a team with extremely good players. They're a massive club, and you then add in the result from the first leg. That's the that time kind of takes the cake in terms of the difficultness of the actual tie and of the game.
Next question, Sydney Hunt. Go ahead, Sid.
Hey, Brad. You kind of touched on, the difficulty of, coming back in this tie. Add that to the fact that, this match is being played in the mid to late December, where it would be played in the spring beforehand. Does it make it, I guess, more difficult to prepare, given that, these are kind of some weird circumstances that we're in?
I mean, listen, all of 2020 has been weird circumstances, and we've been having to adjust on the fly, adjust accordingly, and try and find ways to get results. So that part doesn't change. And whether it's played now or played in the spring, again, it's that just adds to what 2020 has been about, I guess. So from our standpoint, we knew it was going to be played at some point. We just didn't know when. And then when the official word came out, then all of our attention and focus obviously turned to preparing for the game.
Next question, Felipe. Go ahead. Your line is open.
Thanks, Chris. Hey, Brad. Good to see you. I asked Steven the same thing. You guys have been in a similar situation. I mean, 2019 against Monterrey, you went back home down 3-0, I believe, or down 3-1 aggregate. You win the second game 1-0 in a really good performance from Atlanta United against a very good Monterrey team. What does success look like for you guys tomorrow night if you don't advance?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, and I've said this once or twice already leading up to this game, but every time we step on the field, it's a chance for us to perform. Every time we step on the field, it's a chance to win, and that's what representing Atlanta United is about. And so from that standpoint, we want to win the game first and foremost. And at the end of the game, if we scored enough goals to be able to push us into the next round, fantastic. But at the very minimum, we want to win the game. That's what it's about. We need to see where the chips fall after 90 plus minutes. But leading up to it and going into it, when you're a professional, your job is to win. And that's what we're going to be looking to do.
Next question, Juan Carlos. Go ahead. Your line's open.
Hi, Brad. Good afternoon. In your career, you faced Mexican sides a lot. What does it represent to you playing against Mexican soccer teams, even at national level or at club level?
I mean, anytime you play in these types of games, whether it be with the national team, whether it be at club level, they're difficult games. They're difficult games because there's quality players on the other side. Whether it be in competitions like this, whether it be in preseason games, or as I said, whether it be with the national team, you're going up against top players. And ultimately, we know the challenge of where we're at. And when you go into a competition like this, it's inevitable you're going to end up at some point playing against great Mexican teams, and that's what it's all about. And so we know that they've got good players. We know they're a good team, but at the same time, we're going to be doing everything we can to try and get a win.
Next question, back to Ramon. Go ahead. Your line's open.
Thank you. Hi, Brad. I hope you are doing well. I am Ramon Betech from Mexico. So what I want to ask you is, you have an important position on the team. So what is your main message to the rest of the teammates to manage to win this important match? Thank you.
Score more goals than them. It's my position is just as important as the guys at the other side of the field in terms of our strikers, our defenders, midfielders. It's going to take everybody come tomorrow night. It's not going to be just down to me, just down to our forwards or midfield, whatever. It's going to take everybody. And so with that being said, everyone's got an important part to play going into the game.
Back to Felipe. Your line is open. Go ahead, Felipe.
Thanks, Chris. I think the last time we talked, you guys were knocked out of the playoff contention and then kind of had some time off. And, speaking to Miles yesterday, he was really upbeat, and Steven even told us that the energy in the group, the mentality is at a, I wouldn't say an all-time high, but it's pretty high. Would you agree with that? And what do you think has changed from kind of missing the playoffs and leading up to this big match against Club America? What has changed in the team's mentality?
Yeah, I think it's been a long year for everyone. 2020 is presented a lot of challenges. There's guys on our team that they haven't been able to see family for an entire year. Haven't been able to see their kids in some cases for an entire year. And so having that little bit of downtime to be able to go back home, to see family, to be able to switch off from soccer for a few days or whatnot. I think that mental ability to recharge the batteries and then come back in and know that, yeah, we have a difficult game. But at the same time, just that freshness that, you tend to see the first couple of weeks of preseason when guys are away, and it's been, it was only probably about a week or two where we were away, but just having that time off allowed guys to recharge mentally. And I think that's played a big part in now coming back and preparing for tomorrow night.
Back to Doug. Your line's open, Doug.
Hey, Brad, I don't know if you were standing by Steven when he was talking to us, but in some of his final comments, he was saying that this is a chance for the players to impress whomever the next manager is going to be. And I was curious, from a player's perspective, is that something that is a part of, I guess, a smaller part of the thinking about this game?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly, it's not, on the front of our minds. But at the same time, when you actually look into it, yeah, that's definitely there, because regardless of whoever it's going to be, you want to leave a positive taste in their mouth when they watch this game and they say, hey, that's somebody I can count on, or did you see that performance? I wasn't expecting that, but to do that against a top team in Club América, that's pretty impressive. And you leave a positive feeling in their mind. And so, it's part of the game. It's part of the buildup. But at the same time, I wouldn't say, we're necessarily thinking about that. Like I said, we're thinking about trying to win the game. And if you win the game, you're probably going to have more than not more players have a good night and play well. And if that's the case, then you're going to leave a positive feeling with whomever is going to be the manager going forward. So first and foremost, we want to try and win. And I think if we win, normally good performances will follow.
Next question, Juan Carlos. Go ahead. Your line is open.
Thank you. Over the last few years, how have you seen the tactical, technical level of MLS compared to Liga MX?
Yeah, I mean, I think you look at the growth of Major League Soccer over the last, just call it 5 years. And I think you look at the quality of players that have come to this league, whether it be from Europe, whether it be from Mexico, whether it be from South America. The quality of player has improved and ultimately has improved the standard of this league, of Major League Soccer. And that's something from someone that started his career in this league, that's fantastic to see. That's what we all want for soccer in this sport, in this country. We want to see the game grow. We want to see the level grow and continue to get better year in and year out. And to do that, you need obviously high level players playing in this league, and I think we are certainly getting that year after year.
Next question, back to Ramon. Go ahead.
Thank you again. So, Brad, the other thing I want to ask you is about Jürgen Damm. You know, Jürgen played here in Liga MX, so he has been with the team like for half a year. So I want to ask you, how have you seen him, or what are like your opinions about him?
Yeah, you certainly see his quality. You know, I know from a fitness standpoint, he's probably not as fit as he would like to be. But with that being said, you certainly see his quality on the ball, and someone that, you know, once fully fit, we're going to be looking to be a big part of our team and to help us push forward in 2021.
Last two questions, Felipe, then Sydney. Felipe, go ahead. Your line's open.
Brad, two questions. Were you surprised when you found out that Atlanta United would be in the 2021 Champions League? And then the second question is, you know, we don't know when anything is going to start next year regarding soccer, but if the 2021 Champions League is Atlanta United's first, you know, competitive tournament, what do you take away from 2019, where Frank comes in, you guys had to speed through preseason and get ready for a big tournament?
Yeah, to answer the first part of your question, yes. I don't think anybody expected that outcome. With that being said, it's an opportunity to be in this competition on an international stage and play against top international teams, and so from that standpoint, we're looking forward to it. You know, if it is going to be the first taste of competitive games in 2021. You know, having an understanding, and I think not only from the coach, whoever comes in and trying to implement their ideas and philosophy on how we want to play as a team, but also at the same time having an understanding of what we're trying to do in terms of managing the build up into that into the first couple games of this competition is going to be huge, and them having an understanding of where we're at physically, where we're at, you know, from a tactic standpoint, so that when we get, you know, hopefully into the later rounds, that we feel confident, we feel good, and we're on a projection level to continue to rise and get better. So I think that part will be huge, especially going through what we've experienced this year.
And last question, Sydney. Go ahead, Sid.
Brad, this kind of ties into Juan Carlos's question a bit earlier about how MLS is kind of closing the gap between them and Liga MX. We saw TFC nearly win this competition as recently as 2 years ago. And this year, you know, we saw LAFC turn back a deficit against Leon. What needs to happen in MLS for them to finally get over that hump and win this competition?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's, you know, I think, you know, you talk about a hump, but at the same time, you know, we still are producing, you know, obviously teams that make deep runs in the competition. Obviously, as you mentioned, Toronto, you know, LAFC, obviously with a fantastic result against Lyon. So the quality is there. It's a matter about putting it together consistently, especially in a tournament setting. You know, I think you look at a competition like the World Cup, and you know, big teams, they fall every 4 years. In tournament style setting is certainly different than league games, and it's a matter of putting that consistent run at the right time, probably having a little bit of luck on your side, but at the same time, you know, I think with us starting our preseason with Liga MX teams, obviously, you know, yes, starting, but at the same time, already have playing X amount of games. You know, we need to continue to try and push that bar and raise that bar from a collective standpoint, from a league standpoint, to give ourselves the best possible chance to go and win tournaments like this. Because ultimately, like I said at the beginning of this press conference, when you step on the field, you want to win games.
All right, thanks everyone. That concludes today's press conference. Thanks a lot, Brad. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys.